Hey everyone, Sweet Johnny Cage here. Welcome back to part 13 of the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree full playthrough walkthrough. In this section of the walkthrough, we are going to finally enter Shadow Keep and break Miquella's Great Rune. Miquella's Great Rune is going to break on us. We're not actually going to do anything to cause that to happen other than cross an invisible line. Now, fair warning, when you cross that invisible line and Miquella's Great Rune breaks, so too does Miquella's Charm over most of the NPCs. So NPCs will begin to move from their existing locations, and they will also begin to change their attitudes. So what I recommend doing is make sure you've interacted with every NPC, make sure you've done all you wanted to do with those NPCs before getting close to Shadow Keep, because that's kind of your first point of no return in this game. Okay, so I'll show you my stats. Currently level 199 with a level 11 Scadutree Blessing and a level 6 Revered Spirit Ash Blessing. I have currently collected 24 Scadutree Fragments and 10 Revered Spirit Ash, so we will continue to collect those as we adventure on. I'm also going to change my helm because I no longer need to speak with the old lady. All right, cool. So in this section of the walkthrough, we are going to enter Shadow Keep, and then we're also going to adventure to the castle watering hole. So we're basically going to complete Shadow Keep. It is quite small, but it leads to several places. And we're gonna go to the castle watering hole. So there are a couple of little areas just outside of Shadow Keep that we have not yet explored. We couldn't explore them without breaking Miquella's Great Rune, so now we're free to do that. So I'm just gonna ignore everything here. There is a Black Knight Archer in the camp to the left, though, so I'm gonna try to come through here and avoid him as best I can. Okay, cool. And then basically, as soon as we get past this torch and past the ridge line, it's going to happen. Yeah, basically right here. Alright, so if you look up, you see the rune fragments falling. So somewhere a great rune has broken, and so too has a powerful charm. So what we're going to do here is just clean up outside of Shadow Keep. These guys drop furnace visages. These are really helpful for crafting pots. Let's go ahead and grab this, which is the Furnace Keeper's note. This is how we know to use pots on Furnace Golems, but it says, a note left presumably by a Furnace Keeper containing admonitions regarding the furnace's proper use. Quote, keep fire pots well clear of the Golem's furnace when the Golem's furnace is ablaze, and never let me catch you with pots that produce flaming whirlwinds for goodness sake. So that says to keep pots away, which indicates the weak point. Where did that other soldier go? Okay. Get a furnace visage here. Another one here. Furnace visages are hard to come by. They drop from every furnace golem, but there's just a finite amount. There's another soldier over there. Okay. Cool. So this area is done. We got the Furnace Keeper's note. Now we have the knowledge, although I already shared that knowledge with you a while back. Oh, this guy's still alive. That was the one we were looking for before. Okay, there's another section of the camp that we haven't yet explored, and that is right up here. I avoided this just because I really never felt comfortable with where the line was for the Great Rune, so I didn't want to do this and, you know, risk... Wow, I just wasted so much there. Oh boy. Okay, that's that. All right, great. I was trying to break the shield stance, but that's okay. You know, I actually wonder if you could get up here and... Ow, I heard the arrow go off. I wonder if you can get up here and kill the Furnace Golem that way. feel like it's a lot taller than that, though. Anyway, Moving on. Okay. Head up here. There's more perfumers up here, so get ready. And there's this crystal scarab here. Oh my god. Whoa. Rolling Sparks, Ash of War. Ash of War grants no affinity to an armament, but impacts the following skill. Rolling Sparks scatter perfumed powder before you, triggering rolling explosions of deadly sparks. The properties of the sparks are determined by the perfume bottle used. So this is a perfumer Ash of War. All right, there's quite a few perfumers here as well, so you want to be pretty careful when entering this area. They're all in a circle over here. And then there's one inside of there. Oh boy. All right. Whew, that's always risky. Dealing with multiple perfumers, always risky. Okay. Great. Okay, now let's head back down. And let's just go to the left side of Shadowkeep really quick. Make sure we haven't forgotten anything over here. Really would like flight pinions. Okay, good. Although I was thinking last night, I probably don't need flight pinions because of the bone bow already makes the arrows home in, but whatever. All right, let's enter Shadowkeep now. And we're going to be presented, one, with a Site of Grace, but also a boss fight. Now, I will warn you, this boss fight is very annoying. This is like a real camera boss kind of boss fight. It's just very frustrating to play. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a summon for this fight just to make this go easier. This boss took me like an hour and a half just because you're constantly fighting with the camera. All right. You can see all these messages. A lot of holy damage. Weak to lightning. Strong foe ahead. Anyway, this is the boss. It's the Golden Hippopotamus. This is a grab attack. You gotta be very careful of that attack. Yeah, see, the camera is just freaking out the entire time. Hopefully T can do some work. The boss has a second phase when it gets to about 60% HP. It will, wow. Definitely feel like I rolled out of that one. It will sprout. It sort of becomes almost like a porcupine. Wow. So here it goes. Yeah, it becomes a porcupine. That's going to start raining. That's like a falling star beast kind of thing, so just roll to the right when it gets somewhat near you. Oh my god. See, I can't even tell what's going on. Yep, dead. I should have kept blocking, but yeah, it's a very frustrating fight just because of the camera. The camera is just a nightmare in this fight. Luckily, even though we have fought other hippopotamus, I wouldn't even call them mini-bosses, they're just enemies around the world. This is the only one that does this sort of thing, so you don't have to ever worry about this particular type of fight again. Okay, definitely felt like I rolled there. runes at? Okay. Here comes again. I really feel like I'm rolling there. It's just really hard timing. See, like, it just keeps pushing you around. Like, it's not fun to fight against. There that goes. It's going to do the big jump now. So for that one, the spikes just kind of come at you. Not too much to worry about on that. Ooh, nice. Take that. It might be death. Thank God. I hate that fight. That fight sucks. All right, we get 2 Scadutree fragments. That's 25 and 26, and then we get the aspect of the Crucible Thorns, which creates a bristling mass of thorn-like fur on the caster's back before scouring the area by rolling on the ground. In an age long past before this land was enshrouded in shadow, the vitality of the Crucible flourished. Remains of this can be seen in the ancient ruins. Literally in the ancient ruins. That is a place. Okay, so that's the Golden Hippopotamus. Just summon whoever you got to summon. Get it down. It's just a nightmare of a boss fight. It's just not fun. I don't find that fight engaging at all. Okay. So I'm mostly leveling up strength to be able to equip a certain shield, but I don't even know if we're going to get there. I think I need like 40-something, yeah. All right. That's okay. Okay, we can equip this one. All right. We'll think about it. All right, anyway. Once you're ready, rest, and then we are going to go this way, and we're going to make our way around the keep. So Shadow Keep is actually not even that big. It just leads to other places. No such a thing is utterly inconceivable. We have not been abandoned. Mesmer is the son of Queen Marika. Her grace would never abandon her own flesh and blood. So, Marika left Mesmer at some point. All right, so just pay careful attention to this upper area. We're going to come back here in a sec. But what you want to do is you want to find the guys with the shield and backstab them, because sometimes that can lead to the other ones falling off as well. All right, a lot of enemies here have fire on their weapons, so now things will deal a little bit of fire damage, so if you're worried, feel free to change your gear up. Wow, okay, sorry I didn't warn you about that. That definitely got me. All right, we're going to backstab this guy. Kill this guy. And then you would be tempted to backstab the Black Knight, but I actually recommend killing this guy first. This way, he goes down in one shot, and then you can just deal with the Black Knight alone. Okay. And this is the staircase from before that I was pointing out. All right, this is the Main-gauche. Intended to be used in the left hand. Ma means left hand. No, man just means hand, but does gauche mean left? English to French. Couldn't even spell English correctly. Left is gauche. Intended to be used in left hand, thereby complementing a piercing sword or identical blade held in the right to enable a distinctive style of fighting. So it's like a parrying dagger, but deals a decent amount of damage as well. Literally called left hand. Okay, let's jump out this window. Get to work here. Just kill these guys. There is a big Black Knight over there. We're actually going to revisit this a second time here. Up there. We're going to fall in here, but just wanted to get the Talisman of Lord's Bestowal, which is a talisman depicting Godfrey, first Elden Lord, receiving the precious sap. Increases poise after using a flask of tears. So every time you heal, your poise gets increased. The Lord accepted the sap stoically without any sign of wavering. No wonder Lord of the Erdtree casts a long shadow over the lands. And by heal, I mean using any flask. It could be Cerulean, it could be Crimson Tears. I just like to kill these guys just in case they decide to come alive. But we're going to deal with this Black Knight now. Okay. Hello. Oh, yep. Okay. This is going to lead to a door. And believe it or not, this is just outside of these wooden platforms that we were on. Now just be careful, because there's going to be 2 Black Knights in here. So you can see that one patrolling around. And there's going to be another one at the far end with a bow. So what I'm going to attempt to do is just come out here very carefully. Oh, God. That's okay. We'll get him on the way back. God, that stinks. Believe it or not, we really didn't lose any time. We could recover that in probably under a minute. All right, just go left. Up the stairs. All right, we're basically already back. Watch out for this guy. Okay. There's our souls right there. That is not who I meant to backstab. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. So we have the archer on the far end. And this guy. So let's try to bring him out here. The other guy should stay in archer mode. I do love how that bleed proc times perfectly with that. All right. Oh, he started moving, which is fine. Still in archer mode. Cool. That's that. This is right above that Black Knight from before. And we get a level 6 Shadow Realm rune. I'm just debating how I want to do this. All right, to make this easier, we are going to drop down there, but I'm going to do this a little bit differently. So let's come over here first. And believe it or not, we're basically at the end of Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep is very short. But there's still quite a lot to do. There's going to be a lot of Vulgar Militia over here. Going to be hiding behind these boats. Okay. And what we're doing now is we're like going to unlock a shortcut door. I'm not going to go down here. I'm not going to bother fighting that guy. We'll do that another time. Ow. I was blocking. Okay. All right. So this shortcut door, believe it or not, leads right back into the boss room. Wonderful. So I'm going to quickly turn around, and now we're going to drop for that item that we saw earlier. So there's like a lot of little backtracks that we're going to do in this place. Like I said, it's really not that long. And we're actually going to leave here via a secret exit. Okay. Well, this is not an illusion. Yeah. Although I got to be careful because there was a wall missing collision in the Scorpion River Catacombs. So I got to just start hitting those. I shouldn't be just rolling into them blindly. Okay. Grab this. Come down here. Boss room, shortcut door across. All right, so if you'd like, what you can do is you can go up this staircase, then go up the next staircase and kill the Flame Monk, and then go into another legacy dungeon called the Specimen Storehouse. That is a perfectly viable route. In fact, probably the intended route. However, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to take the secret exit out of this place. We're going to get a painting and leave via an illusory wall. So what's really interesting is that you have 3 boats here. All 3 are on fire, but the middle one in that group is not on fire. I thought maybe that was like a secret or something, but it's actually that way in the concept art as well, on the loading screen concept art. So, I don't know. Anyway, go ahead and take this ladder down. And then there is a path behind this waterfall. I am just going to quickly check over here to see if there's any items. Yep. Okay. All right, so we're going to go behind this waterfall. And then we're going to get a painting called The Domain of Dragons. And I showed you where this solution was last time, so we will go get this solution. But not before we exit this place. Just want to make sure no items in that room. All right, so this is the Domain of Dragons. We'll get that in a little bit. But this is an illusory wall. And what I find really interesting is that you can actually see, if you look closely, like you could see the top of this archway. There you go. Okie doke. So we are now going to exit via a coffin, because From Software, they just love their coffins. The thing I find funny about this is that this coffin in particular, and the one that sends you to Lake of Rot, they just fall off, not send you to Lake of Rot, but the one that goes from Lake of Rot to Aztel's boss room, they just fall off the cliff. So, like, you're in this coffin jostling around. It's a stone coffin. How do you not have head trauma? Right? Like, at least the one from the Gargoyles to Deep Root Depths is magic, right? It slowly floats. But no, this one's just like, here we go. Right? Anyway, let's come back here. I think there's an item in this room. No, I don't fully understand the purpose of that room. Okay, so we are now at the castle watering hole. Back on Shadow Altus. So this side of Grace is down here. So now we have access to this river, and then it will end in this area. So that's basically what we're going to do in this walkthrough. Is we're going to go through this river. There's a catacomb at the end of it, and then we'll end the walkthrough after that. Anyway, we have the Domain of Dragons painting. So let's go to the Jagged Peak mountainside, and then let's quickly get this painting solution. It's really close to the side of Grace. So we're going to go up the first Spirit Spring and then basically hook a hard right. Just wait here a moment, and then the painter will appear. And if you look closely, bang. Okay, so this is the Rock Heart. The Rock Heart, heart consumed in the ancient original form of Dragon Communion, used while disrobed to turn one's human flesh into an ancient dragon. The change cannot be undone except by death. Using this heart while already transformed temporarily boosts Dragon Communion incantations. The last thing the partaker saw with human eyes was a sunset, its colors faded and tarnished, a remote thing from eternity. So this is basically the dragon transformation, kind of like the Dragon Covenant of the old Dark Souls games. All right, now that you have that, that's the final painting solution. So there's only 3 paintings in the DLC. But we can go back to the castle watering hole. First thing we're going to do is we are going to kill a furnace golem. There are a lot of furnace visages around this area, but I do recommend just sort of like rushing the furnace golem first. And then worrying about the visages later. They are easier to see at night. And the reason I recommend just rushing the furnace golem is because some of the furnace visages are like tucked into decommissioned furnaces, and you can end up getting stuck in them. So unfortunately, this is one of the old style ones. Not old, but you know, the manual ones. One. God, these things are so boring. They take like 6 minutes to kill. It's just not fun at all. Two. Stamina, 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 stamina. Oh boy. Oh, come on, just go down. Thank you. All right. All right, that's one. That was a really greedy hit. So was that. I really don't like where this guy's standing. He's like on this other furnace golem here. It's messing up the height. One. Two. That was weird. I would love to know what's like. I feel like there's got to be some actual mathematical thing that leads to a poise break that I'm just not aware of. Like I thought maybe like if you get the poise break on one leg, you got to go to the other leg to get the second one quicker, but I don't even know if that's true. Like it just takes so long, you know? That was close. Is there some sort of visual indicator as to which leg you're supposed to hit? It doesn't feel like that. I'm just guessing out loud. I mean, it's like the 15th one of these things that I've killed. And like, look at this. It's almost already dead normally. Okay. Thank you. All right. I think that literally took like 6 minutes. Okay, get the oil-soaked tear. Can be mixed in the flask of wondrous physic. The resulting concoction temporarily boosts the imbiber to break out in an oily sweat, soaking nearby enemies in oil. Oil-soaked enemies are highly susceptible to fire damage. Alright, so now you can go around collecting all the furnace visages. There's one in, I believe, every single one of these decommissioned furnace golems. These are worth picking up for later fire pots. Yeah, it's just a rare material, so it's worth picking up. Now, this ruin over here is kind of interesting. And the reason I say that is because you can't actually, at least as far as I know, enter this ruin. I've tried many ways, but you can't actually enter it. It's the ruins of Unte. And even if you were to climb up and then try to jump into the furnace golem's basket, you get kicked out. Just want to make sure there wasn't oh god. Just want to make sure there wasn't a corpse with a treasure on it right there. But again, like, if you have found a way into this ruin, please let me know, but I kind of scoured this area for a while and never found anything. It's not to say there's no items, but there's just no way into the main ruin. So even if you were to call Torrent and try to jump into the basket, you just get pushed out. It's weird. There is a Revered Spirit Ash in the back there. The other interesting thing is that you still get the summon icon. And I don't fully understand why. Usually that goes away once the boss in the area is gone. But I've literally never found a way inside of this ruin, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's very interesting. Anyway, let's grab the Revered Spirit Ash. It's over here. This will be Revered Spirit Ash 11. Right there. And now we can continue down the river. So, this river, it's actually chock full of goodies. There are a couple of Scadutree fragments. And then there's actually another village called the Village of the Flies. And then it all ends out in a catacomb. Rest here. Okay. All right, so this is Recluses River. Just be mindful of the gaps. And then there's a lot of man-flies, but I'm really just going to ride past most of them just because this is going to take a while to get all the way across, so I don't want to waste too much time killing fodder enemies. I'm not going to rush through, you know, it's not really my style, but I don't want to waste too much time just because this river is long and I want to do this entire area in one go here. Okay. So, there's a couple of paths to take. We're going to go this way first. There's another Site of Grace here. Oh, what? I feel like I got sucked into that grab. Okay. So, we're going to go this way first. Because, believe it or not, there's actually a mausoleum over here, which you may have seen if you went over toward, like, Bonnie Village. So, let's come over here. Deal with these grave birds. Oh, not good. Oh, God, I hate the gang of grave birds, dude. I hate the gang of grave birds. Okay. Very good. Okay, yeah, we'll just kite this one over here. Okay. Here comes the other one. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm just going to grab an item here, but we're actually going to backtrack. So, if we were to come down here, grab this, Dryleaf seal. This is a seal used for Dryleaf incantations. So, Sacred Seal of the Spiritual Seekers, known as the Dryleaf Sect, such as Dryleaf Dane, enhances incantations of Mikola. Those who saw the decline of the Erdtree and the fallen leaves long ago braced themselves for the weakening of the order and embraced a strict faith, and then they were made to serve a new god. Pretty interesting. Oh, is this a dead-end one? Okay. Not a huge deal. We'll just warp back to that side of Grace. I thought we could pop back up. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to rush over to the Mausoleum. All right, turn around one more time. I thought we could pop back up there. Oh, there's a deer in the way. I was like, what is this invisible tree? The Mausoleum's down one more level. Okay. This makes sense now. All right. Let's go this way. We're going to ignore the grave birds this time. I'm just going to head on down. Cool. Now we're going to head upriver. There are slimes in this area, so, you know, just be careful. They slowly get to you, but if you like go into a menu and want to start menuing for 5 minutes, they will catch up to you. So just be careful. Let's go through here. There's going to be a Miranda bloom in the back. So let's kill this one first. Very good. Feel free to kill the little ones. Whatever, we'll just eat the poison, no big deal. Okay. Just kill the little ones to get them out of the way. All right. Now, inside of this coffin, there's going to be another Scadutree fragment. That should be 27, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because we got 25 and 26 from the hippo. That should be 27. Again, I'm keeping track in the description. So if I've miscounted orally, then just use the description. That number is accurate, but I believe that's 27. Okay, so that's that side. Now let's go to this side of the river. And here's the Mausoleum. Okay, so this is another 1v1 kind of boss. This one isn't too bad either. Really, Black Geo Knight's kind of the only hard one, but this is the Eastern Nameless Mausoleum. And inside we have Rakshasa, who is using a Great Katana. And the... Oh, God. Wow! Wow, that's what I get. Talk shit, get hit. That's what I get. The Great Katana is a really long blade that can do quite a lot of bleed damage if you're not careful. Rakshasa also has a weapon art called, I think it's called Sweeping Strikes, but basically she just takes the Great Katana and waves it back and forth a bunch. You can actually interrupt it at any time. Her armor is not that strong. However, yeah, this right here. Okay, I was using the Gargoyle Greatsword last time, so maybe that's why I was able to interrupt it. I guess so. Okay, maybe it's a little bit different on this kind of build here. Wow, okay. She's formidable. I take everything back. Wow, dude, she is strong. Okay, I guess that Gargoyle Greatsword build was different. All right. I guess for this fight, we're going to do our best to try to stay away from her. Be careful of the bleed buildup. I guess this is not interruptible except via consumables or a strong weapon. Getting away from her seems to get her to stop. Dear God, woman. Rolling backwards is really doing me no good. Yeah. Okay, I'm out of flasks. This really sucks. Wow, dude. I don't even think I have heals in this flask. I think it's just resistance. Oh, I did. Okay, good. Good. All right, slowly but surely. Just try to get 1 or 2 hits on her max. I'm going to try to run away, see if that breaks it. It does. Good. So running away breaks the weapon art. God. Ow. Trying to use Rivers of Blood to build up bleed while she's far away. Nice. Oh, okay. She was hard. She was hard. She was a lot easier my last time through. I respect that. Okay, that is Rakshasa. You get Rakshasa's Great Katana, which is sort of like a Rivers of Blood, but for two-handed, for a Great Katana. So, it's not the same weapon art, but kind of the same design. Great Katana with the tempering pattern of its blade forever stained red with blood. Weapon of Rakshasa, who cuts down and devours. A berserker's weapon used to endure enemy attacks and reply with one's full fury. When attacking, the wielder is less likely to stagger from counterattacks, but will also take increased damage. Rakshasa's helm. Helm of Rakshasa, soaked in the spurting blood of her victims. Tatters of ragged cloth jut out haphazardly, as if her lust for carnage threatens to break free. Increases damage dealt to foes, but greatly increases damage taken by the wearer. Cut down and devour. Only those who repeat the cycle without rest can truly subvert the self and become Rakshasa. Really, really interesting description. Okie doke. So, that is the Mausoleum. That's Rakshasa. Okay, cool. So, now we are going to go to the other side of the river. And then... Oh, we missed this. Hello? There's another item behind the waterfall. The Dryleaf set. This is Dane's stuff. Maybe he fell down the waterfall. The gold necklace found under the breast belongs to a group of spiritual seekers known as the Dryleaf sect. This sect rejects dependence on others in all matters of faith, seeking self-discipline and self-sufficiency above all else. Right on. Okay, so what we have to do here is we have to manually climb down. However, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to warp back to the site of grace because there is a village up there that I want to get to. All right. So if we were to come this way, this is the same waterfall we were just at. So same place. Okay? That's where we were just now. That waterfall. These are the gravestones that we could have walked down. But we are now going to go to the Village of the Flies. So, again, I'm mostly just skipping these man flies just because, again, they're just sort of like fodder enemies. But now we have actual enemies. So what's really helpful is if you have some sort of AoE. Oh, God. Trying to mash heal here. Good. Good for me. Okay, that's fine. I'll take another grab. Okay, great. Yeah, I know you're sick. You should have stayed home from school today. Okay, cool. So these man flies I am going to kill, just because there are so many of them. But this is the Village of the Flies. Now, being completely honest, I was a touch disappointed with this place. I figured that there'd be a lot more to it, but there's really not much. There's some treasure to get and all that, which is always nice, but it's less so of a village, more so just a corpse pile that all these man-flies live on. All right, let's come over here. Get ourselves a Revered Spirit Ash. That should be number 12 by my count. Doke. Come back up here. There's going to be an enemy or two that buff these guys, so you want to rush these casters. I believe that there's a second one. Yep, he's right over here. Okay, now we can actually just kill these guys. Oh my god. Oh, we love AoE. We love AoE in this family. Okay. Very good. And we can grab this treasure. Which is the man-fly ashes. 2 of the man-flies attack foes from the air, while the third spits poison from the rear. Afflicted horn scent eventually metamorphosed into a fly-like form. It was believed that the moment the transformation took place, they were relieved from their suffering. Kind of gross. Shadow Realm Room level 4. Come over here. Okay, and this, believe it or not, just leads right back to the side of grace. So this is the path that we fell down before. But for now, we're going to go this way. I knew he was behind me. All right. So we're going to double back again in a moment. because this is going to lead to the catacomb, but I don't want to go to the catacomb just yet. I'm just double checking for items. The reason I don't want to go to the catacomb just yet is because there's actually a hippo for us to kill for a Scadutree fragment, and I don't want to miss that. Okay. Great, yeah, so this leads to the catacomb. It's right over there. However, we're going to double back one more time to the site of grace, and then we are going to kill our hippo, and then move into the catacomb. All right, so go ahead and shoot this down. Come over here for the grave birds. Fall. Fall again. Fall one more time. One more time for good luck. Okay. Now let's head down the river. And then don't forget to look out for that treasure that you dropped. Perfect. That's the Moldmonger's bell bearing, which sells fly mold, and then we can drop down these gravestones very carefully. Very good. Okie doke. There is a hippo over here for us to kill. Luckily, this is not a golden hippo, so we can just kind of take care of this one somewhat easily. Hate that attack. Okay. Scadutree fragment, I believe this is 28. Again, check the description for the actual count. I do believe that's 28. Over here into this cave. Grab a scorpion liver. And there's another hippo over here for us with another Scadutree fragment. So again, like there's a lot of doubling back going on in this river, but there's just so many items here that it is absolutely worth doing slowly. Okay. Didn't work out. Oh my god, I rolled too early. Cool. So that should be 29. Great. All right, and now it's time to move on. So now we can go to the catacomb. Again, I know this video is probably going to end up being like an hour and 30. Possibly a little bit longer, but it's worth just sticking this all in one. It's not a big area, but again, there's just so much here. Okay. Cool. Oh, there we go. I was like, where are the gravestones? All right. This platforming is a little precarious. So take this very slowly. Don't be afraid to use Thorns double jump to sort of help you out. Use the walls. You want to like fall into the walls. Couple more. Great. All right. Cool. So, same thing as last time. There's going to be a lot of Vulgar Militia over here. But they do lead you to this catacomb. I'm just going to check over here real quick. I don't believe there's anything over here, but you never know. Nope. Great. All right. Cool. Go ahead and open the door. And now it's time for the Darklight Catacombs. Darklight Catacombs is a really interesting place. It's pitch black for the most part. But using glowstones, you can find your way and then eventually light up rooms using switches. You do not have to light up any of the rooms. You could just rush through this place if you know the path, but we're going to take it slow because, again, there's a lot of treasure in here. So we've got 490,000 runes, so it's time to spend those. Okay, so go ahead and put glowstones on your bar. Rainbow stones are fine, but they don't light up the room as much. And we're not really using these to judge a fall distance. You can also turn on your lamp. Okay. Glowstones expire. I'm not sure if they expire or if they just sort of like only have a certain range, but you can use them to see like where you were, where you are. Yeah, they are very, very helpful. Another golem over here, or imp. So this switch will light up this chamber. Very good. Now you can see that there's like another exit right there. So beware of that. We'll get there pretty soon. We'll jump over a railing. Cannon imp. Oh boy. Okay. So now we really don't need glowstones for this particular area. Here. Okay, there is a necromancer over there. So just be careful with him. His spells bounce back still. But if you just sort of use an arcing path, you can rush him no problem. All right. I'm trying to be so careful now. All right, so this is the staircase from before. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back up. I just want to make sure to get all those treasures and kill those imps. And then we're going to jump over the railing opposite the light switch. I will kind of warn you, this place is long. So when you're adventuring through here, just try to get familiar with where you're going. This way, in case you die, you can get back really quick. All right, so carefully fall onto this ledge. Very good. And then we're going to carefully fall onto this ledge as well. Great. Pop in here and grab this treasure. Cool, that's the Viridian Amber Medallion +3, which boosts maximum stamina to the utmost. Okay, and now we're back at that staircase. And we can proceed to the next level. Take a quick drink. Beautiful. All right, level 2. So, same deal. We are in almost complete darkness. Let's go ahead and drop a glowstone there. Light this up. Come in here. Careful of the imp behind this column. Very good. Yeah, you see quite a lot of paths here, so just be ready to kind of go spelunking. The light switch is right there, so that's more or less going to be our first destination. Let's come over here. Be careful, there are imps lurking around corners here. Imagine that's just a cannon clinging to a wall. It's insane. All right, come up this ladder. And we're going to go this way. We're going to turn on the lights. We're going to go back the other way, though. Don't worry. Yeah, okay. This place has me freaked out, you know? Okay. All right, now that the lights are turned on, this becomes a little bit easier. So let's go left this time. Did I mess this up? Oh, right. Okay. We drop here. Okay, and then we backtrack into here. All right, there's a Necro over here. Let's rush him. Cool. We get the Death Knight armor, which we'll read in a moment. All right, so the Death Knight armor, I will warn you, is not good armor. It does not have good stats, but Golden Greaves of the Death Knights, adorned with an antiquated depiction of the Erdtree, enhances skills and incantations of the capital's ancient dragon cult, so any lightning stuff is good with this. These knights, once Godwyn's personal guard, quested to find their transfigured master's cadaver surrogate for the coming age of the Duskborn. Golden Helm of the Death Knights, whose own death masks served as the vizards of their armor. The decayed golden wheel that adorns it represents their unbroken loyalty to Godwyn, he who became Prince of Death. So the Death Knights were searching for the cadaver surrogate, which is those crazy faces that you find all over the place in Catacombs, in the Realm of Shadow, as well as underneath Stormveil Castle. There's a Necro right here, yep. Oh, God damn, dude. Whoa. That was so much damage. Holy Jesus. Okay, at least we start at level 2. Oh my God, that was so much damage. That was a violent encounter. Wow, that was insane. Just chewed right through my shield. I knew he was there, too. I don't know why I didn't rush him. Oh, whoops. I did the same exact thing. Really? Okay. Why do people do that? Like, it's one thing to say there's an illusory wall and to troll people, but, like, to put messages, like, right in front of things. It's just so dumb. Okay. Great. Was that worth it for a Ghost Glovewort? Who's to say? Okay. I'm also going back this way, too. Okay. All right. Now I am 99% sure this just leads back to beneath the light switch. Just want to make sure. I don't want to forget any treasures. Yep, this is the light switch room. Okay, cool. So funny, like, thinking about it, I remember when Sekiro had music, ambient music, and then they said that Elden Ring was going to have music. I got really nervous, because I love how silent Souls games are, but I don't know. I think it adds to this game. Alrighty, level 3. Level 3 is where things get very interesting here in the Darklight Catacombs. Very interesting indeed. So, in this room, there is a gigantic cannon minion, or cannon imp. So, what we need to do is we need to jump in here. And then carefully use this as cover. Pay very close attention. And then if you can get under it, you're kind of okay for, like, the moment. Now, there's a couple of imps here. Oh, God. I realized I wasn't directly underneath it yet. And there's another one. Alright. Wizard Greatsword, great. I'm just going to drop a glowstone right here. Alright, so we're kind of safe for a second here. What we need to do, though, is we need to get to the other end of this bridge. So we can do that by waiting for another cannonball. Okay, and then going this way. Now you got to pay very close attention. Should be okay. Great. Okay, now when you pull this light switch, it's going to turn the lights on, but it's also going to lower that platform. And then it may not look like the thing is dropping, but it does, don't worry. Once we get close, it'll drop. Yep, there we go, okay. Cool, so again, just pay very close attention to what's going on. Pay close attention to any embers being left behind. And then you can just get right under it and kill it. Cool. And then it drops a great Ghost Glovewort. That's a kill once enemy, so you don't ever have to worry about it again. Come back here. Kill this guy. Wow! I didn't even see it wind up. Great. Okay. Alright, so now I can't remember if going behind the cannon minion is what you're supposed to do. Okay. Yeah. Wasn't sure which came first. Alright, so we can drop off behind the cannon platform. For a treasure chest. Ladder. Great. Cool, we get the Bigmouth Imp Ashes. The spirit of this old imp, said to be fashioned after a dragon, has a big mouth that serves as a cannon and allows it to fire shells from the rear of the battlefield. Now, if this weren't a level 1 imp, like if this weren't level 1 and we had a quick way to warp back here, that would actually be very useful for the upcoming boss fight, but it is not. Cool. So now, again, this is just the cannon platform room. We just fell through a hole. Alrighty. So, now it's time to fight the boss. The boss is a caster woman, and you're going to be surprised by the boss arena. Try not to focus on it too much. It is impressive, but don't worry, you'll be able to look at it after you're done. But basically, this is a caster boss. We can kind of just rush her, but she will summon clones. The lesser clones die in one hit. The big clone, or I guess I should call them ghosts, not clones. The big ghost doesn't die that quickly, and it's kind of annoying. So I don't recommend just bum rushing the boss at all times. You do want to try to take care of the ghost quickly. Any sort of AoE attacks will help. But she can dish out a lot of damage if you end up eating a lot of these rune arcs. So just be careful. Yeah, these right here, these can dish out a ton of damage if you're not careful. All right, she casts Spira. She can be backstabbed. This is a good way to stop the Spira cast. Her teleport is tricky because she can... Oh my god, are we going to kill her before the ghosts? Holy shit. I'll let her live, but... Yeah, I'm going to let her live, and then you'll see the ghosts. So her teleport can deal damage, so you do want to be careful with that. Here comes the big one. Yep, perfect. Shit. Yeah, it doesn't actually go away. Oh my god. Ugh. It's so hard to get away from it. I was really just trying to demonstrate the ghosts. So yeah, you gotta try to kill the ghosts quickly because those rune arc attacks can overwhelm you. And then for the big one, you just gotta deal some damage to it and then it goes away. Luckily, the other ones die in one hit, but the other ones really do not. Yeah, her teleport deals damage, so when you see her stick her staff up, you gotta be careful. Alright, I'll let her bring out the ghosts again. Cool. That's the boss. She just keeps repeating that cycle where she summons more and more ghosts, and then kind of just gotta kill them. The big one takes a few hits to go down, though. But for your troubles, you get a bunch of runes and the barbed staff spear. Great Staff of Jory, Elder Inquisitor. The tip bristles with golden barbs symbolic of the Inquisition's torture, allowing one to wield the staff as a great spear. Attacks deal holy damage, and potency increases with faith. So this is basically a faith weapon. Has C scaling off the bat. I believe it goes up to A. And not too high of a faith requirement either, only a 22. So it's a pretty decent weapon if you already have a faith build. If not, feel free to build into it. Yeah, it's pretty good, and it also causes blood loss, so pretty good bleed rating as well. All right, so we're going to touch Grace, and then we'll take a look at the map really quick. We are now in the Forsaken Graveyard in this final section of the map that we have not uncovered, and we finally have access to this map still. That is going to happen. That's what we're going to do next. In the next part of the walkthrough, we're going to do this entire area, including the Legacy Dungeon. The Legacy Dungeon is not long. It does have an awesome boss fight, though. I recommend bringing any equipment that can raise your Frenzy resistance for this entire area. It's heavily, heavily recommended. But I'm actually going to show you that you can get through this place without a ton of difficulty as long as you are somewhat comfortable parrying. So I never tell people to play a certain way, but there are enemies in this area that can only be killed via parrying. It's the only way to kill them. Otherwise, you have to sneak around them. But that's for next time. Yeah, so that's it for part 13. Not too bad, under an hour and a half. And again, we did all this from Shadow Keep, so like we still have barely scratched the surface of this building, and there's even another complete other side of the map that we have yet to explore. But wanted to come down here because this feels a bit more logical with the way you're able to get around this world. In any event, I will give a thank you to my channel members as the page loads. All right, thank you very much to John Aldridge with 50 months, Silverbullet 13 with 37 months, Daniel Cockrell with 32 months, Brian Brubaker with 27 months, Bagdat Money with 23 months, Greg with 21 months, X-Lightning84 with 16 months, Harv Fontanilla with 13 months, Jason Knaps with 3 months, and Working Class Nerds with 1 month. Thank you very much to my channel members. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. You can also leave a super thanks by clicking the heart icon below this video. Don't forget to join my community Discord. The link for that is in the description below. As always, I'm Sweet Johnny Cage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.